Hello, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Noranda Brown, your host, and today I'll be talking about the 100 meters in the Cape Kind of Classic. Now, this is the African Continental Tour. I must say it was teed up somewhat throughout the week, but I'll share my views and my opinions later on in the show. First, before we go any further, let me say thank you to my sponsors, Quicklink Shipping, our sports store, CSA Shop, and you know the drill, Quicklink Shipping. Anything you need whatsoever shipped into the island, they have you covered. You can check them out on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping. Our sports store for all your latest sporting clothing and apparel. Check out our sports store, and again, the link is in the description. CSA Shop, located in the heart of Mandeville. CSA Shop, be free, be confident. Follow them on Instagram at CSA Shop as well. All right, so where do we begin? All right, now, before I get to the big one, before I speak about Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and the magnificent race she had, I'm going to talk about the male side. Yeah, I think I'll speak about the male side. Now, Marcel Lamont Jacobs, he pulled out of the 100 meters final. Well, the 100 meter for men, not a final because it's a one-off race. So I apologize, I correct myself on that. But Marcel Lamont Jacobs, his race was teed up as a repeat of the Olympics 100 meter final. We had Fred Curley in there, we had Bednarak in there as well, both of whom medaled at the 2020, well, 2020 was held last year, so the 2020 Olympics. All right, so Marcel Lamont Jacobs, who secured gold medal for Italy, remember he was born in Texas, he pulled out of that race a few minutes really before, well, a few hours before the race was slated to commence. And we've heard that there was intestinal problems. Some reports even indicated that he was in the hospital. He ended up in the hospital. Whatever the reason be, I hope he gets well soon. I know what it's like, and I trust these athletes. They're doctors and they're specialists. They must know what's best for the athletes, and if they indicate that he's not in a situation or in a condition to compete, then so be it. Fine. So the male race, the 100 meters, disappointing. We were expecting a showdown, a repeat of the 100 meters final. It was all teed up. Remember, again, we don't have a Usain Bolt, we don't have a Justin Gatlin, we don't have these showstoppers, these standout superstars, but we can actually try and tee up the ones we have to make for a good viewing and to build anticipation somewhat. All right, so that's my take on the male aspect. I think the Cape Kind of Classic today, May 7th. I think they're approaching like 5 now. It's probably some minutes after 4 now in Kenya. It was free to enter. They announced it maybe 6 or 7 hours before the meet kicked off on Saturday. The stadium was still empty. I must say it was so quiet, and I'm not sure if it's a case where the fans, the folks in Kenya, they're not big fans of athletics or they're not big fans of sprinting. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I must say, watching the race, you could hear a pin drop throughout the entirety of the race, and that's how I could tell that there weren't any Jamaicans in the stands, because regardless of how empty the stadium is, you would have heard the Jamaicans' voices. You would have heard at least one Jamaican yelling, "Run, Shelly, run." All right, so again, the stadium, huge stadium, I must say, but it was empty. Like it was very, very, it was as empty as it gets, really. All right, so that's my opinion on that. Now, last but not least, we'll be talking about the 100 meters final for women. This one was a big one. Everyone was expecting this one. First, it was supposed to be Sha'Carri versus Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I did a video on that. Individuals in the comment section say that they didn't appreciate me insinuating that Sha'Carri wasn't talented. Well, talent is when you're able to do it time and time again, and to prove that the first time wasn't a fluke. Now, Sha'Carri ran the 6th fastest time in the world. Fine, I give her that. But since then, we haven't seen anything from her. So we, the fans, we aren't even sure if that was a fluke or not. So until Sha'Carri gets back onto the scene, I will reserve my insinuations. All right. So it was supposed to be Sha'Carri and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. That didn't happen. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, she landed in Africa on Wednesday. Sha'Carri Richardson, she didn't land in Africa any at all. She pulled out of that race. So the next best thing was Christine Mboma versus Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And if you're following track and field closely, you will remember that Christine Mboma, she has a whole lot of controversy behind her. In the Olympic Games, just before the Olympic Games, they banned her from competing in the 400 meters because of the elevated levels of testosterone found in her blood. The same thing with Beatrice Masilingi. Both of them are Namibian teenagers. Christine Mboma, she's the standout athlete among the two. She was placed second in the 200 meters at the Olympic Games, just behind Elaine Thompson-Herah. So again, as I said, Christine Mboma, she came into this one with a big reputation for most of the wrong reasons. She's been running some fantastic times as well, and I share my views on that because I think it's hypocritical to ban Caster Semenya and then have Christine Mboma taking part in the sprints, because you will say, okay, the elevated levels of testosterone probably gives her an edge when it comes to endurance, but it also gives her an edge when it comes to strength and explosiveness, and that's what we are seeing now in the 100 meters. So we're here to talk about the 100 meters because she was up against a pocket rocket, well, no, mummy rocket, and we're a little bit nervous, to be honest. We're a little bit nervous because Christine Mboma, she's had a good start to the season so far. She's already gotten below 10 seconds. She's already gotten below 22 seconds as well over 200 meters. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, this is her first 100 meter race of the season. She ran at the velocity meet, I think, a few weeks ago, but I think it was over 200 meters. But we went into this one a little bit cautious because Christine Mboma, on her day, she can pose a threat, and we saw what she did at the Olympic Games. We saw where she had Elaine Thompson-Herah, the fastest woman in the world. She was keeping Elaine Thompson-Herah honest, if we're to be honest. But personally, I came into this one a tad jittery because I thought Christine Mboma had a fantastic start to the season. She gave a good account of herself. And mind you, she's still only 18 years old. And if we look across the spectrum at the 18-year-old athletes that are taking part now, we have Tina and Tia Clayton, I think 17. We have or young lady from Heidel, who is just under 18 as well. But they're not running times even close to what this young lady is running. She is competing at the world stage, yet she's still able to compete at the junior stage. So we looked onto this race, and we were anticipating a showdown race between Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and Christine Mboma. And again, we were left disappointed, because although Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce ran a world leading time in 10.67, 10.68 thereabout with minus 0.3 wind, Christine Mboma didn't finish. She didn't finish. She pulled up just about the 60-meter mark. Not saying had she finished it would have been more competitive, because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce was way out in front when she pulled up. But it was so bad that she basically landed on her face, and it's heart-wrenching as well. I wanted to see her competing. I wanted to see her run through that finish line, but it was just not to be. And Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, on the other hand, she had a magnificent start. She exploded out of the blocks, and she executed her race how we know she's able to execute her race. And at 35, she came out earlier this year and she said she's looking to break the record this year for 100 meters. She has been locked in, she has been focused, and remember, still early days yet in the season for the 100 meters, and she's clocking 10.67. So as far as this season goes, I'm expecting big things from Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, from Mommy Rocket, as some of you guys call her. But for Christine Mboma, I hope she gets well soon. I hope the injury isn't anything too serious that will keep her out of the World Championship. because I think we need the best athletes to be taking part in the best meets, and the World Championship in Oregon later on this year will be the best meet for this year, hands down. I want her to be there. I want Elaine Thompson-Herah to be there. I want Mommy Rocket to be there, because then we will be seeing probably a record-breaking time, and each of these individuals are capable on their day of producing magnificent runs, and that's why I want each of them to be available, because each will be pushing the other to go above and beyond. So overall, I think the Kip Keiner Classic, $5,000 the purse for the winner, $3,000 for second place, and so on and so forth, and that's US, folks. We're talking US dollars. All right, so Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, she has secured $5,000 on a Saturday afternoon. Not bad for 10.67 seconds. And as I said, it's disappointing for me. And overall, I think the 100 meters, both for men and women, were anticlimactic. The meet in and of itself, good initiative. This is the third stage, and hopefully as the years progress, it will garner more and more attention, and more people will be interested in participating, and even actually going there, attending, going there, sitting in the stands and cheering on their favorite athletes. So overall, the Kip Keiner Classic, as for the Jamaicans, it's over, because Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has already taken part, and again, it's her first time competing in Africa, and that time that she registered will be the fastest time in Africa this year, unless something exceptional happens. So congratulations, Mommy Rocket. Christine Mboma, hope you get well soon. Marcel Lamont Jacobs, hope you get well soon as well. That's it. That's my take on the Kip Keiner Classic from Noranda Brown, Halftime TV. Folks, remember, leave your views and your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what you think. What were your thoughts? What do you think of the race overall? I think I should have the times here. Let me see if I can pull it up and read you the times, because I think overall it was a good race, considering the slight mishap that happened with our little friend Christine Mboma, sorry. So we had from Jamaica, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce finishing first, 10.67 seconds. We have Basant Hemida, and this is from Egypt. Her personal best, 11.02 seconds. We have Shannon Ray from the United States. She finished third with 11.33 seconds. We have Patricia van der Weeken from Luxembourg. Personal best again, 11.35. From US again, Javian Oliver, 11.36. Belgium, we have Ronnie Rosius, 11.40. And from Kenya, Maximia Amali, season best of 11.46 seconds. So overall, folks, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce a cut above the rest, obviously, as you heard in the time there. 10.67, sorry, first place, 11.02 second place. So you get an idea how far off that was. Again, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Halftime TV. Enjoy what's left of your Saturday, and happy Mother's Day again to all the mothers who are tuning into Halftime TV, and all the mothers of the subscribers of Halftime TV. You have done tremendous, you've done magnificent jobs, and you continue to do magnificent jobs in scoping and scribing this world we call home, and the young professionals that are coming up. I know it's extremely difficult with all the external forces now to raise a child